Oh my.
Lady Clotilde, is it time for you to depart?
Yes, I'll be stepping out for a while. But more importantly, who do we have here?
Is that... No way! Vita Clotilde? Whoa! I can't believe it! It's really her! I never thought I'd actually get the chance to meet her.
Wait, who is this now?
You three! Don't just stand there staring! You're in the presence of the legendary opera singer Vita Clotilde, the Azure Diva herself!
The Azure Diva, huh? I do recall hearing that name at some point.
Wait, you don't know who she is?
I'm not surprised. Opera is a world unto itself. I expect there are multitudes who have never heard of me before. I'm Vita Clotilde, an opera singer. I'd be delighted if you would come and hear me sing sometime.
Looks like the rain must have stopped while I was inside. It's gotten pretty dark out, too. I'd better get back to the dorm.
Oh, hello.
Oh.
You wouldn't happen to be one of the Class 7 students from Thor's, would you? Out for a little late-night shopping, are we?
You could say that, but how did you know I'm from Class 7?
You're one of the favorite topics at our radio station, actually. There are plenty of people out there who want to know more about Thor's dashing guys and gals in red.
Oh, you work at the radio station? Hold on. Your voice sounds so familiar.
Oh, maybe you know me from the radio? Ahem. Good evening, everyone. This summer's turning into a real scorcher, isn't it? To beat the heat, we're going to be broadcasting tonight from a park here in Trista. Ring any bells?
Wait. Huh? You're Misty? From Abendheim?
Bingo. You must be quite the avid listener, recognizing my voice so easily. Glad to know I've got a faithful fan out there.
Wow. I never figured I'd meet Misty herself, especially like this. I always make sure to catch Abendheim. It helps me relax while I'm studying.
Thanks. But it sure is serendipitous, you know? Having a chance encounter like this, just after the rain's eased up. Ooh, maybe I should mention this on tonight's show.
I'm not sure that I really constitute a noteworthy topic for a radio broadcast. It's kind of weird. I only know her from Abendheim, but she seems just as friendly face to face.
Is something the matter? You're staring at me so intently, I feel a little embarrassed.
Well, forgive me if this sounds a little odd, but this isn't actually our first meeting, is it? If I'm not mistaken, we met once before, in a hotel in Heimdall.
Wow, I can't believe it. I never figured anyone would actually catch on.
So you really are her, the Azure Diva herself, Vita Clotilde.
Right you are once again. Honestly, even the people I work with at the radio station don't seem to have noticed, so I'm surprised you could tell.
That makes two of us. I almost didn't say anything because it just seemed too implausible. But if you don't mind me asking, how did a star like you end up working at Radio Trista?
It's just a little something I do for fun on the side. Gotta spice life up a bit, right? The best part is, the people at the Opera House in Heimdall have no idea I come here to do my show every week. So don't go telling anyone, okay? It'll be our secret.
Of course. I wouldn't dream of it. I'm amazed no one else has figured it out, though. It's not like you use a different voice when you're on the radio.
Well, there's a little trick to it. You're not the only one who was surprised, though.
Huh?
I had this feeling I'd seen you before, but I couldn't put my finger on where. But it's you, isn't it? Anyway, I have to get over to the studio now. Oh, and be sure to tune in to tonight's Abendheim. It'll be a fun one. Promise.
Wouldn't miss it.
And give my regards to those two, would you?
She smells like lavender? The fragrance really suits her. So Vita Clotilde herself has been hosting a radio show in
Good evening. I'm your host, Misty. It's August 18th and we're winding down a busy day here at 9 p.m. I'm here to give you all the cool you need to beat this summer heat.
Hey, looks like I'm not too late to catch this week's Abendheim.
Seems like those hot summer days keep coming with no end in sight, doesn't it? But even this heat can't stop the momentum behind the West Emuria Trade Conference being held in Crossbell later this month. Prince Olivert and Chancellor Osborne will be in attendance for this watershed moment in international business. Personally, I'm more interested in the view from the top of that famous new skyscraper the talks are being held in. In some news closer to home, you all have probably noticed the summer showers we're getting here in Trista. The rain's let up for now, but it's managed to push that nasty nighttime humidity right off the charts. It's nights like these I wish I could smuggle an ice-cold beer into the studio. And the director is chilling over there, drink in hand, mocking me. But you know what? Forget that guy. Anyway, for all you students out there, your summer vacation's probably wrapping up, so I hope you made the most of it. Wait, I forgot that summer vacation at the military academy has already come and gone. Whoops. Still, it's never too late to do something bold that'll keep your memories of this summer burning bright. And what about you, Miss Misty? You're probably asking yourselves, well, you might want to sit down for this one. Because fate had a romantic rendezvous in store for yours truly just on the way to the studio today. A tryst with a young man in a park after sunset. Droplets of rain clinging to the grass. I'll treasure the memory forever. Or I would, if I hadn't just made it up on the spot. Chalk it up to a dreamer's poetic license, I guess. Still, maybe one day I'll feel the thrilling rush of a summer love. Gotta keep the fire burning.
Wait, is she talking about when I ran into her earlier tonight? She's got quite the playful personality. Though somehow that doesn't come as too much of a surprise. It's kind of weird thinking that I just met her on the street a couple hours ago.
Anyway, I have to get over to the studio now. Oh, and be sure to tune in to tonight's Aubin Time. It'll be a fun one. Promise.
Wouldn't miss it.
And give my regards to those two, would you?
Those two? I didn't really think about it right then, but who was she talking about? A bird. What the?
Reen, are you still with me? You just started zoning out.
Oh, it's nothing. There was just a strange bird on that lamppost over there, that's all.
Strange enough to get you daydreaming?
Yeah, actually. I've never seen a bird with feathers that color before. It was a really deep blue, almost like lapis lazuli.
Oh, wow. That does sound strange. I wonder what a bird like that is doing in the middle of a big city.
Who knows?
Oh, what do we have here?
Misty.
Is she an acquaintance of yours? Her voice sounds kind of familiar, though.
It's been a while, hasn't it, Reen? Thanks for not using my real name. If people here in the capital were to overhear you, I'd be drowning in fans in no time flat.
Sure. Mum's the word. Fancy meeting you here, though. I assume you're here to shop?
You guessed it. This store does have a branch in Trista, but this one has a much better selection. What about you? Why are you lugging 2 suitcases around? You two getting a jump start on a romantic weekend getaway?
No way, never!
Let me explain.
Wow, a concert, huh? That sounds like a blast. I'd love to drop by the festival and see it myself. I might be able to go if I can free up a bit of space in my schedule.
It'd be great to have you. Although I can't imagine a professional like you would be terribly impressed.
Oh, don't be silly. Great music comes from the heart. Whoops, lost track of the time. I better get going. Well, bye for now. Be sure to tune in tomorrow.
Of course, I always do.
Tomorrow's broadcast? What was she talking about? And what was all that talk about her real name?
Let me start from the beginning.
Wait, that was the Misty from Aubin Time? Wow, I never would have guessed that Vita, Clotilde, and Misty were one and the same.
You'd think it would be obvious since their voices are so famous, but it's pretty hard to tell. Hold on. Tomorrow's Friday, isn't it? They only broadcast Aubin Time on Sundays.
You're right. Maybe she's going to appear on some other show?
Well, it doesn't matter. We should head back to Trista. I'm sure everyone's waiting for us.
Good idea. We still need to try on our outfits, too.
Yeah, but before you do, you have to promise not to get mad.
What kind of outfits did you design?
Splendidly done, Grianos. I see you were able to share the sweetest notes of my aria with our little friends.
I find myself reminded afresh of the brilliance with which you shine as the second Anguis, Lady Vita Clotilde. Vast is the stage, and beauteous the performance of the Azure Abyss.
That's quite the compliment, considering your standards on beauty. Still, first the Burl, then Crossbell, and now here in Erebonia. Don't you think you're getting a little too greedy for your own good?
Oh, your chastisement cuts deep. We'll be proceeding with the next step of the Phantasmal Blaze plan, I presume?
Yes, indeed. The bells are tolling for Crossbell, and preparations here are complete. Still, even this grand an undertaking is but a jewel in a greater crown. The second stage of the Orpheus final plan. The symphony awaits us. Let the second movement commence.
Rianos!
It's the bird I saw in the Capitol.
Hello there, darling. Miss me? It's so lovely to see you again, Reen.
Is that bird talking?
After Celine, a bird shouldn't be any more surprising, but still. You've got some nerve showing yourself, Vita. Although not enough nerve to show up in person, apparently. So what does Ouroboros' oh-so-amazing second Anguis, the Azure Abyss herself, want with us?
What's an Anguis?
One of Ouroboros' top brass.
It's nice to see you again too, Celine. And while I know of them, I can't say I recall ever being formally introduced to Reen's adorable sister or that handsome bracer with you. I'm sorry that our first meeting had to be through my familiar.
Huh?
Misty. No. I suppose I should call you Vita now. How did you know we were here?
We've been trying to find the whereabouts of the Ashen Knight for quite a while, you see. We've been searching for the past month since the Civil War began without any luck. But then we sensed an active magic knight in this area, and that was what finally led us to you.
I wasn't expecting our location to be discovered this quickly.
I got to see your battle with Crow too, incidentally. For it being the first time you've ever piloted a knight, you did rather well. If we're being objective, though, it was more akin to a tiger swatting away at a cub.
What are Crow and that Azure Knight doing now anyway? What happened to everyone at the Academy?
I'm sure they're fine, Reen.
Crow's been keeping himself very, very busy. The Noble Alliance forces see him as their little joker. They call him the Azure Chevalier now. I'm afraid I don't know anything about your classmates, though. Emma's in hiding now, too. Still, if you want to know that badly...
That didn't sound good.
That sounded like gunfire.
Uh-oh. I wasn't expecting them to arrive so soon. It sounds like the Jaegers hired by Duke Alborea are here. I'm guessing it's only a matter of time now before Princess Alphen is taken into their custody.
Jaegers? In Ymir?
Her Highness?
Damn it.
I can assure you that I have nothing to do with what's happening over there. I think you're going to want to hurry, though. Perhaps if you run fast enough, you might be able to get back in time. It's lovely to see you again, Emma. You were finally able to reunite with all of your classmates. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. The goddess was on your side after all,
Cut the crap, Vita. Have you been listening in all this time? Where are you?
I'm not far at all. Listen closely now.
That sounds just like...
Is that?
It's coming from above us!
Isn't that the Noble Alliance Force's flagship?
What's the Pantagruel doing here?
Damn it! I didn't think she'd tell the rest of their army where we were.
But why now?
Why? Because our preparations are finally complete.
Vita!
Vita, you're here. Yes, I am here, in the flesh. Good day to you all, Class 7. As nice as it would be to finally give you a hug, Emma, I wouldn't want to keep our guest of honor waiting any longer. So, without further ado...
Can't be. Isn't that the Azure Knight? Crow.
Long time no see, guys. Sorry for dropping in on you like this, but I'm sure you know the drill by now. You ready to have some fun?
Is that really you, Crow?
There's no doubt about it.
See, you damn terrorist.
Come on!
Right! Heed my call! Valimar!
Acknowledged.
I'm not gonna lose this time, because at the end of the day, he's just an obstacle that needs to be overcome.
So lend me your power, Valimar!
Very well. Use my power as you see fit.
You've really taken to piloting since your last encounter, haven't you? I was hoping you would, and you didn't let me down. You boys have so much potential. But potential is only that. Potential. And you, Reen, might want to reevaluate just how many obstacles need overcoming.
This is bad.
Aren't those the Alliance's allies?
Long time no see, kiddos. You doing all right, Fee?
I see the purple light group has joined your ranks.
Zeno. Leo.
Zephyr!
And a few members of Ouroboros, too. Guess all the big guys wanted a piece of us today.
And look, Sammy's here too! Kindly stop referring to Clown Soleus with that bizarre nickname.
Ha ha! Ah, it's such a pleasure to visit this wintry wonderland once again.
Oh, it's a pleasure, all right. The time for my long-awaited revenge has finally come. Now you shall pay!
It's only been 2 days since you first fought them, you know.
This could pose a problem.
Why send so many powerful allies here? And all at once?
You've proven to be rather formidable adversaries after all. It wouldn't do to underestimate you.
Rufus!
I'm pleased to see you all again, ladies and gentlemen of Class 7. As for you, dear brother, I was told that you'd run away from home. It does my heart good to see you safe and sound. So, you've finally gathered up the will to make the difficult choices life set at your feet, I presume. Even if those choices place you in my line of fire?
Yes, I have.
I can't believe he's shown up too.
The Noble Alliance is pulling out all the stops to finally get rid of us, aren't they?
Reen, we'll take care of everything here. You and Valimar have your own battle to fight.
Are you sure?
We're in for a real brawl out here, but a guy couldn't ask for better opponents.
Leave the battle on the ground to us.
We've no intention of backing down without a fight.
Wait, Sharon! I know they're all strong, but still.
Well, what do you say we get started?
Here it comes!
Now that's damned impressive. It must be over 2,000 arge tall.
Never thought I'd come face to face with something that big in my lifetime. Life's just full of surprises.
Oh, this is the very essence of beauty. So this is the fruit of the Azure Zero project, a testament to the power of human obsession.
Looks like everything did go according to plan. Not that any other outcome was ever a possibility with my illustrious lord lending a hand.
So that showed up as a result of that phantasmal blaze plan of yours? And you're planning on spawning something like that over here, too?
That we are. What you see before you is a miracle born of human hands, made manifest by the Zero Child. The end of the second movement is finally nigh. Let the preparations begin. This story's finale is bound to be one to remember.
Guess it's almost time to wrap things up.
I had no idea all this existed right under the palace. Dukayan, can I ask exactly where we're going?
There is no need to look so concerned, Your Highness. The place we are traveling to is to the center of this city. No, this country. And a place that governs a great power. It is where everything both ends and begins.
I'm not sure I understand what you mean.
Please, be careful of your footing. If you were to fall off the platform, you most assuredly would go splat and die.
Now, it won't do to frighten him. And I must say, I don't recall doing so ever being part of your duties.
Pardon me. I believe we're almost there.
I've been waiting for you.
Vita Clotilde? The opera singer? What are you doing in a place like this?
Greetings, witch. I see that tree emerged successfully.
It certainly did. All that remains now is to continue the preparations here. However, let me remind you that under no circumstance...
If you would, spare me. You've made yourself perfectly clear on occasions past. And I am hardly enough of a fool to attempt to defy commands from a witch.
What are the two of you talking about? And why did you bring me here?
Patience, Your Highness. All will be clear in due time. Oh my, could this be it?
What is that thing? What's this feeling?
Marvelous! Marvelous! This is the legendary demon said to wield 1,000 weapons. The Crimson Calamity, which was sealed away by Saint Sandlot and Drycles 250 years ago, and a fragment of the great power.
Grianos?
So that was your doing, Vita?
There's no need to be so wary of me. I merely did what you were planning to do anyway, didn't I? I just did you a favor.
A likely story.
You can't seriously expect us to believe that. Last time you tried to do us a favor, you abducted Elise and Princess Alphen.
Oh, woe is me. I don't seem to be very popular here.
What really brought you here? How did you even know this place existed? Even I didn't until Celine told me.
Unlike you, I'm a fully fledged witch, in the truest sense of the word. As such, I know everything. Far more than a trainee like you could even begin to imagine.
Sounds like you've long known all there is to know about this place.
More than you and the Elder do, in fact. Oh, I know! Why don't I take this opportunity to enlighten you on a fun little something? That being the true purpose of the Hexen clan to which we belong.
What is this light?
A flash grenade?
No, this is...
Something's flowing into my head. What did I just see? It felt like one of someone's memories.
Whatever it was, I witnessed it as well. And I presume that blonde-haired woman in it must be.
That shouldn't have been possible. Just what did you do for us to see that?
Think of it as a special treat from me. Ordinarily, only the Ashen Awakener would have been able to see it, but I allowed the rest of you to see it too. As for what it is, it's a glimpse of the truth regarding what really happened during the War of the Lions.
The truth? And that really was a memory from...
Drycles the Lionheart, yes. And the woman with him was the Lance Maiden, Leanne Sandlot. During the war, they too had to borrow the strength of a divine knight. And they were drawn into a conflict between fragments of the great power. Just like Reen and Crow during this war.
Wait, There's no way the War of the Lions involved divine night battles.
If that had been the case, surely the world would know of it.
Actually, I have heard mention of that from Grandmother. Wait, doesn't that mean...
Oh, has the truth finally dawned on you? The fragments of the great power are destined to be drawn to one another, forced to collide over and over and over. These dark times Erebonia is going through have repeated themselves since time immemorial. And every time, the truth of what happened disappears from the memories of all. That is how this system works.
System?
Hold on a moment. I can't follow what you're saying.
Oh, don't feel bad if you're having trouble wrapping your head around it. That's perfectly normal. After all, that's just how this world is.
Wait, you aren't suggesting the clan's true purpose is...
Aha! Did you finally realize the fundamental role we witches play? We shoulder the responsibility of operating and managing part of that giant system. Not that I would expect an apprentice and her familiar to know anything about that. The Elder knows, of course, but she chose not to share the knowledge with you, likely fearing it would be a burden. But how pitiful is it to have lived for the sake of fulfilling your duty as a witch without knowing what that duty really is? I almost feel sorry for you.
I heard you were a sadist, but I wasn't expecting you to be this cruel.
Don't look away, Emma. There's no need to be afraid of accepting the truth.
Reen?
Oh?
I know what it's like to be afraid of accepting new revelations about who I am or about my past. I feel like once I know, life will never be the same again. Maybe that's true, but there's one thing that I can believe in beyond a shadow of a doubt. That my classmates and all the people who've stood by me through everything that we've been through will keep standing by me to the very end and accept me for who I am no matter what.
You're absolutely right. Nothing you could learn about yourself would cancel out all the time we've spent together. Yeah. Everyone accepted me, despite my past as a Jaeger.
Hold your head up high, Emma. There's nothing in this world that could stop us from proudly standing at your side until the bitter end.
I don't know what to say. Vita, thanks to you, I finally noticed the change in my own feelings.
Change?
I enrolled at Thor's to fulfill my duty as a witch. I won't deny that. Nor will I deny that until that point, I effectively lived to carry out that duty, obeying all I was taught without question. But that's the past. Now, I feel very different. Now, I want to live a life of my own, together with the classmates I've been fortunate enough to meet. I'm no longer the person I used to be.
Emma!
Woo! You go, Emma!
That's the class president we know.
I'm impressed. You've matured a lot more than I was expecting during your time at the academy.
Vita?
But let's put that to the test, shall we? I haven't had the opportunity to train you in some time. So this is as good a chance as any to see what you're capable of now. Dance, dance, my sweet little bird. Behold, your master's foes. Bare your fangs and raise your talons.
What the?
Everyone get back! Quickly!
It grew? What did she do to it?
It's called Savant Vols. It allows a witch to pour an incredible amount of mana into their familiar. I'd imagine she's given it more power than even a cryptid possesses.
Well then, Emma, let's see what you're capable of. Show me if you have the strength to back up your words.
Please, everyone, lend me your power.
You've got it.
Leave it to us.
Did we defeat it?
It felt as though we did, at least.
Impressive. It seems you can back up your words.
It looks pretty worn out. I'm surprised Grianos can even fly after that. You don't plan to keep on fighting, do you?
No, I think that will do for today. Poor Grianos needs a rest, for one thing.
Vita.
Well, Emma, you've demonstrated the strength of your resolve. Still, I don't think you need me to remind you. That resolve only gains worth when it's seen through to the end.
Yes, I know. I'll find a path through life on my own. And I will stop you.
Emma!
Oh, I can't see you succeeding in that regard, but feel free to try. I'll leave the last of the treasures in your hands. I'll see you again soon, at the Infernal Rite.
What does the Duke think he's doing?
So that's the Infernal Castle. It's just as the Black Records described it. But this time, only the Ashen awoke to do battle with the Azure. On that point, it's very different from before. I can't help but wonder what the outcome will be.
It's simply too early to tell. However, regardless of who wins, the Noble Alliance's victory is all but artfully displayed on a silver platter. We of Ouroboros will be able to advance our plans, and I will be able to grant my own wish. Let us be going, Grianos. We must guide this story to its grand finale. Would you care to accompany us, Your Excellency? If you come, I would be most delighted to prepare you a special seat.
A tempting offer, to be sure, but I'm afraid I'll have to decline. I'll leave the unseen side of this war to you and Duke Cayenne. I'm content to keep watch over the public face of it, whatever ends up coming to pass.
How very cold. Well then, I bid you adieu.
Whose ballad are you singing with that splendid voice of yours, I wonder? I don't suppose it matters. I have my own duty to attend to.
I think everyone has said their piece now.
You won't be going back on your word to let us handle this part, right?
Huh. Do as you wish. It should provide some light entertainment until the ritual is complete. I expect to be amused.
We could skip right to using our knights, but might as well savor the moment while we still can, right? So for the opening act, I'll fight you as I am now. Crow versus Class 7.
Crow.
Very well.
And I'll be fighting alongside him. Seeing as how you have the famed purple lightning with you, it wouldn't be much of a fair fight otherwise.
Aw, you flatter me. Sadly, I trust your idea of a fair fight about as much as I trust me missing a point-blank shot.
Oh, do excuse me. Emma, I want you to fight with everything you have. We'll see whether you have the resolve necessary to shoulder a witch's burden.
Don't worry. I will. Not because of the duty I've been given, but to demonstrate the limitless potential I've found within myself.
As the last remaining member and leader of the Imperial Liberation Front, I'm gonna make our very last fight one to remember.
And as the one tasked with guiding you to the end, I think it's time I did just that.
A combat link?
They can do that?
It makes no difference to us. Class 7, ready yourselves! Because combat link or not, I know we'll triumph! Right!
Oh my. I didn't see this coming.
What'd I tell you? Don't underestimate my classmates. They're a tough crowd for being all dreams and sunshine.
So they are.
Crow.
Vita.
Ah, enough of this nonsense! I need not remind you how if you were to lose against them, our contract would...
Butt out, you.
I beg your pardon?
Alright, let's wrap this up. This is it, Reen. You ready for the finale?
Ready? I was waiting on you. Heed my call. Valimar, the Ashen Knight!
Acknowledged.
This is a battle between Awakeners. None should interfere.
She's right. All we can do is watch.
It's frustrating to be unable to help. If we must.
We'll just have to put our trust in Reen.
Is that the sword you forged from Zemirian ore? Pretty impressive. Guess I don't have to hold back anymore. What, you getting cold feet or something?
Yeah, I think I am. Regardless of whether I win or I lose, this is the end. And I can't help but get this nagging feeling like things will never be the same between us after this. I think that's what I'm afraid of.
Don't act so spoiled! The future you want is only gonna happen by making the most of the present. Whatever happened to dragging me back to the academy and forcing me to graduate?
You're right. This time, I'm not going to hold back. This isn't a fight for this nation's future. It's got nothing to do with our classmates. This is a fight for me. Right now, all that matters to me is surpassing you.
I wouldn't have it any other way. Divine Knights are all about power, pure and simple. You shouldn't have to think about your feelings. They should just be a part of you. And just as a blacksmith pours his soul into forging a stronger sword, you should use those feelings to strengthen your resolve. Okay, we've talked long enough. Let's go. I won't let anyone interfere. This is going to be our final battle.
That's exactly how I want it to be. We'll fight until we can fight no more. Until our strength runs dry and our souls burn out!
Yes, he did it!
He really won.
I'm so happy.
Unbelievable.
You fought splendidly, Reen.
Hey, get hold of yourself!
It's okay. I'm fine.
Reen!
Hey guys, thanks for believing in me. It means a lot.
Of course we did.
It was pretty nerve-wracking, though.
Still, I knew that you would be able to win if you put your heart into it.
Indeed. I felt the same way.
You two were in your own little world, you know.
True. I don't think we could have interfered even if we wanted to.
Where'd you pull all those cheesy lines from, anyway?
How inspiring. I won't let anyone interfere, and we'll fight until our souls burn out, hmm?
Have you ever considered, I don't know, reading the atmosphere?
Man, I love you kids.
You should take it easy for now. You've lost quite a lot of mana.
Honestly, it's got nothing to do with our classmates, he says. And then what does he do? He goes and pulls off Arcus links with them perfectly mid-battle. Kind of contradicting yourself, don't you think?
Yeah, maybe. I didn't do it on purpose, though. I just did it unconsciously. I guess all their feelings have become a part of me at this point. My classmates, Valomar's, probably even yours, Crow.
Now, isn't that something?
Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. You reach the point where you can feel others as a part of yourself. Congrats on getting a glimpse of the true heights of swordsmanship.
No, it's a little hard to describe. It was almost as if I was dreaming. I just did it without thinking. I'm not sure I would be able to do the same thing again, to be honest.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, Reen.
Well, there's a letdown.
Honestly, I couldn't agree more.
Oh well.
Seems like you've still got a long way to go before reaching those heights, much like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Hey, you don't need to laugh that much.
I swear, there's no room for debate with you, is there? You beat me. Fair and square. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Sorry about this, Vita. After you did so much for me, I ended up letting you down.
Oh, don't trouble your pretty head over that. True, this wasn't what I had in mind, but I'm perfectly content with happy endings.
What?
Enough of this! What is the meaning of this, witch? Do you mean to suggest that is all you intend to do?
Oh, I forgot he was there.
Duke Cayenne?
Yeah, same here. Totally forgot.
From the beginning, the Society's objective was to prepare this stage for its participants. I seem to recall telling you I had no interest in anything other than the battle between Azure and Ashen. Did you forget, perhaps?
Vita? But what was the point in this battle to begin?
Silence! You will be silent! If that's how you want to be, then I'll simply have to do things my own way!
He can't mean...
Wait! Don't do it!
Come now, Your Highness. The time has come to rule with force. Let the ancient Arnor blood course feverishly through your veins.
No!
Highness! You monster! How could you?
No. It sucked him in. What the?
No, this can't be.
The calamity that appeared 250 years ago, with Testarossa as its core.
The Vermilion Apocalypse.
What's happening? Master Patrick, stay on guard.
It's as if something is being taken away from us. But what?
That load of good swords are gonna do against whatever this is.
Well, don't just stand there. You know some way to deal with this, don't you?
Don't look at me! Though I guess this is no time to be feigning ignorance. These red spirit veins around us are meant to siphon mana. Focus your energy and stay vigilant, and you should be able to mitigate the effects to some extent.
I see.
Makes sense.
In that case, everyone, take a deep breath and gather your energy in your abdomen.
And stay focused. This isn't over yet.
Yes, sir!
What is that? Vermilion wings? Full power to all engines! Assess the situation in the surrounding area from above.
Right. Courageous! All engines at maximum output!
Oh, Adios, please watch over them.
By Adios! If only Misty were here.
This isn't looking good.
It isn't. But the best thing we can do is keep faith.
Time to prove themselves has come, it seems.
Dear. Everyone, please. Please be safe.
Oh, the Vermilion Demon Lord, the demonic god with 1,000 weapons, the absolute ruler given form by Emperor Orthros 250 years ago!
What power!
No! At this rate, the protective field isn't going to last much longer.
You fool! This was the one thing I forbade you to do!
Vita, can you help me make an opening?
An opening? With that enhancement technique?
Yep, the same one you used on me in that trial 3 years back. You think it'll work?
It's worth a try.
Crow?
You got something in mind?
I think so. Vita and I are gonna try to make an opening so you can get closer. Once we've done that, try and hold out against it as much as you can.
You can do that?
If you can, please do!
We're done for if we don't try something. So I say go for it.
Still, it sounds like all that's going to do is delay the inevitable. We're going to need something more decisive to turn the tides in our favor.
Of course, the Divine Knights. If you combine their strength, we could actually make it through this thing.
Now you're thinking. If we can hold out till they've recovered a good chunk of mana, victory's as good as ours. After that, all we gotta do is separate the core, Crown Prince Cedric's in, from the rest of the body.
No sweat! We can do this!
Right. Without him, it shouldn't be able to remain in this dimension any longer.
Not like we got any better options.
Okay, let's go. Vita, Crow, we're counting on you.
Leave it to us.
We won't disappoint. Grianos, Celine, would you two mind helping?
Fine if I have to.
He's exhausted, but his life doesn't appear to be in any danger.
Yeah, he's lost a lot of mana, but nothing that would prove fatal. He'll be alright with some rest. Thank goodness.
That's a relief.
That's our mission complete. We recovered the other one of this nation's greatest treasures.
This can't be.
I can't believe how wrong this has gone. I can't imagine the Grandmaster is going to be very pleased with me when I get back.
The Grandmaster?
That's Ouroboros' leader, right?
The very same. The only absolute figure to we Anguis. The supreme existence carrying out the Orpheus final plan, who will guide the souls of all.
The souls of all?
I don't get it. So
that's why you broke the taboo and left 7 years ago.
That's right. I became a guide for the second part of the Grandmaster's plan, known as the Phantasmal Blaze Plan. A plan to use the Hollow Phantasm and Crossbell to awaken the blaze in the Empire. Regardless, thanks to you and Crow, I was able to advance it. Crow?
I can't sense any mana from inside.
And that vast hole.
That must be from where he was pierced during the battle. No!
Crow?
Oh no.
This isn't happening.
I'll heal you right away. Help me, Celine.
I'm on it.
Luxurium Securi Eum.
Man, same place I shot Osborne, too. Karma's a bitch, huh?
Crow, you don't have to talk.
Sorry, Reen. Looks like I won't be able to keep that promise after all. Till Angelica and George are gonna have to.
It's okay. It doesn't matter right now.
We need to stop the blood.
It's hopeless, isn't it?
I'm afraid so. He's been pierced through the heart. Even our witchcraft won't be enough. The most I can do is make it as painless as possible.
It's not working.
Thanks, Emma. And you, Kitty. At least this way, I can say my goodbyes.
Crow?
No.
No, don't talk like that.
I swear, you're such a spoiled kid sometimes. Elliot, that concert was really fun. Keep on loving music. As much as I loved yours. Elisa, try and get along with your mom, alright? You've got your differences, but at least she's still alive to talk to you.
Okay. Okay.
Machias, Eustace, stay good rivals for one another, okay? The Empire might change with the times, but you two should always be the same.
Of course we will.
I refuse to accept him as a friend, but I'll accept him as a worthy rival.
Laura, Fee, Gaius, Milliam. A lot's happened this past year, but I've really enjoyed getting to know you. So, thanks.
We should be the ones thanking you.
It's been fun for me too.
You've been a wonderful classmate and comrade. Thank you for everything.
I know I'm an Ironblood, but it was real fun for me too.
Sarah, thanks for everything. These last 2 years. And Vita. A lot's happened between us. But I'm glad I had you there.
You were as much of a model student as I was a model teacher. But still.
I should be the one thanking you.
Hey now. What's with the long faces?
What?
You're all going to be in for some tough times ahead. I can't go any farther now. But you can. So keep going forward. Relentlessly. Without looking back. As long as you do, I'm sure.
No!
This can't be happening.
That fool.
Students aren't supposed to have to die before their instructors.
Spare me the sentimental drivel! Damn it all! How could I lose the Azure Chevalier at a time like this? Why must I be surrounded by nothing but disappointments? And that goes for you too, witch, and your useless society!
How dare you!
What do you think you're doing?
I gave him my favor, and this is how he chooses to repay me? By standing in the way of my ambition? I should never have wasted my time on that waif from a fallen country to begin with.
You utter scum.
Please, don't speak of him that way.
You're terrible.
Duke Cayenne, you will unhand him. If you continue this shameful behavior a moment longer, then I will be forced to respond in kind.
Your part in this is over, witch.
Vita! Grianos?
Rufus?
What's he doing here?
Oh, of course! I still have you! Thank goodness you're here, Rufus! You did come to help me, didn't you?
As a commoner might put it, in your dreams.
What?
Target in sight.
What are you?
Target restrained.
What's going on? What's she doing?
Well done. You've behaved disgracefully toward the Imperial family and brought a calamity upon the innocent people of the capital. We may both fly the banner of the Noble Alliance, but I'm afraid I can't turn a blind eye to your misdeeds any longer. As the Alliance's Chief of Staff and a citizen of Erebonia, I hereby place the two of you under arrest.
No!
I see. It all makes sense now. I thought something was amiss about you from the very beginning. I just couldn't work out where you had gotten that girl from the Black Workshop. But it seems that all this time, you were just waiting for your chance, weren't you?
Why, whatever do you mean?
Vita?
this is making any sense.
Oh, I get it now.
Millium?
What do you get? Oh boy, I feel really stupid now. I can't believe it took me this long to figure out. You're one too, right?
Yeah, it sure looks that way.
Thank you for rescuing His Highness.
Yeah, sounds like things were a real mess in here.
Captain Claire? Captain Arundel? Wait, then...
Now I get it.
It can't be. All this time, you were an Ironblood?
The group's primary member, in fact. Though that secret was, until very recently, kept between myself and His Excellency the Chancellor. The others knew there was a primary member, but were never told who it was.
Pretty much what he said. You should have seen my face when I found out earlier.
Wow, even you couldn't figure it out?
What is the meaning of all this? The successor to one of the 4 great houses is the former Chancellor's protege? Why? Your high position in the Noble Alliance was secured. It was only a matter of time before you became the next Duke Albarea. Why reveal this now? What could you possibly have to gain from professing your allegiance to a dead man?
He would gain nothing, which is why it's rather fortunate I'm very much alive.
No.
No way.
Impossible.
Gramps?
I'm pleased to see you again, Milliam. Greetings to you as well, Class 7. And to your esteemed instructor. And to you, Your Grace.
You! How are you still alive?
How indeed. Perhaps the years have dimmed your eyesight, or perhaps I had a body double. Whatever the truth may be, I think that's the least of your worries right now. All you need to know is that our loyal ally, Rufus Albarea, will be bringing the situation in Erebonia under control. And he'll do so with minimal conflict, while ensuring that the Noble Alliance's power is deeply diminished. That was the task I entrusted to him, and in that he shall not fail me.
As ever, it's an honor to serve you, Your Excellency.
This is a dream. This has to be a dream.
As obsessed as Crow was with making it happen, I had a feeling all along you weren't really dead.
Did you really know?
You made it quite clear that you were someone not to be underestimated. Back when we were working with you regarding the situation in Liberl.
I'm afraid I haven't a clue what you're talking about.
I'm amazed you can say that with a straight face.
You're referring to those steam tanks and dealing with the aftermath of the Hummel incident, I take it?
But I could never have predicted you would have taken a branch of the 13 factories under your control. What exactly do you plan to do?
Is that not obvious? I'm taking over that phantasmal blaze plan of yours. And my first order of business will be sorting out the mess you left in Crossbell. I'll allow you to leave this time, witch. Slink back to your master and the rest of that brood of serpents and tell them, if they even think of trying to stand in my way, I'll crush them beneath my heel.
Vita? Wait!
I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Give my regards to the Elder. And I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused you all. Please, take good care of Crow for me.
You...
Vita.
Good evening, listeners. It's 9 p.m. on April 16th, and you're listening to Radio Trista. Hey there, everyone. It's been a year and a half, but man, it feels more like 3. Tonight is the long-awaited return of the hit radio show, Abendtime. But I'm sure among all you cheering longtime fans, there are a number of first-time listeners, so allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Misty, and I'll be your host. Due to some unfortunate circumstances, Abendtime went on an abrupt hiatus without so much as a proper farewell. But tonight, we're happy to announce we're finally back, thanks in no small part to the fervent demands of our adoring fans. Though I guess by now, our original batch of young listeners have graduated and joined the workforce, huh? It's my hope that everyone out there can enjoy the reborn Abendtime. Whether you're a Day One devotee or a fresh-faced fan, welcome. We're smack dab in the middle of April, and the Lino flowers are in full bloom. Though I'm sorry to say my new recording studio doesn't have nearly as many as the old one. Nevertheless, spring remains a season for new encounters and nostalgic reunions both. I'm sure you're all busy with your new lives, but I hope you take the time to stop and watch these beautiful white flowers dance through the air. Anyhow, I'd like to commemorate our return to the airwaves by reading some of the letters we've received from you listeners. Our first one is from Miss Old Bookstore in St. Arc. dear listeners. It's 9 p.m. on May 14th, and you are tuned in to Radio Trista. It's about that time again. Time for Abend time, that is. The lino flowers have been scattered to the winds, and the weather has been just right these past few days. This is the time of year where many people start their new lives. But with a new life comes some wistfulness for the past. When I start feeling like that, I find a little weekend trip is the best way to shake things up. Celtic and Jirai will always hold a special place in my heart for their unrivaled shopping options. But the place I'd like to talk about today is Crossbell City. Things were a bit rough there for a while, but it's in much better shape now. In fact, as of last year, it's the top travel spot for domestic vacations. Not only are they famous for their cutting-edge technology, but who doesn't love Mishy, the adorable mascot of Michelin Wonderland? I, for one, have a huge weakness for Mishy souvenirs. I've collected way too many as is, yet I still catch myself pining for them in gift shops. I hear Crossbell's department stores even have entire shops dedicated to Mishy. Oh, I'd just love to visit sometime. My wallet, on the other hand. Anyway, next up, we have some letters to read. The Princess is an Angel writes to us from Heimdall.
I have to say, Misty still got it.
It seems as though our guests have arrived. The Fool and the Blazing Demon should be nearby as well. The original cast has nearly all been swapped out by now. What will you do, Reen? You as well, Emma.
Huh, this heat is unreal!
The Blazing Demon indeed. His power is absurd.
Interesting.
So yeah, we're done here for today. We still gotta bag Miss Witch, too.
That's right, I nearly forgot. Since I've got a big audience here, I can finally make my grand announcement. I am Enforcer number 0, Campanella the Fool. As the Grandmaster's representative, I hereby declare our plan to reclaim the phantasmal blaze is now in motion.
They're crazy.
I'm glad I was able to witness such a unique scene. There's no need for further observation. Fall back for now, Siegfried.
Understood.
You three? So that's what he meant.
Was that the chief of the gnomes? That voice, it sounded familiar.
Huh? Well, putting that man aside, I think I like you. Might I call you Sieg?
Huh. Do as you like.
There's another one?
But it's different from the Divine Knight that showed up in Sutherland.
Ashen Awakener, Class 7 of Thors. Your performance earlier wasn't bad, but you're still a long way from being able to join in on our battle. You'd better brush up your skills before next time. Wait!
Reen?
What's going on?
I suppose I should be excusing myself now. If I wait around here any longer, I'm sure to be caught.
Wait! Vita! After seeing all of that, you're just going to leave without saying anything? If you're being chased by Ouroboros, we can help you and...
You don't need to worry about me. I already have people helping me. Also, cryptids and magic knights shouldn't appear in this land again for some time. I've disposed of the pleroma grass that appeared.
What?
But don't forget, the story has already begun. The true story. The one whose ending I failed to change. The fairy tale that tells of the end of Erebonia, Crossbell, the entire world. Be careful, Emma, Reen, and everyone in Class 7.
Good evening, everyone. It's time for Aubin Time. It's 9 p.m. on June 11th, and you're listening to Radio Trista. How's this fine Sunday night treating you all out there? We're halfway through June, which means we're already halfway through the year. It's been a packed year, yet it's gone by in a flash. Speaking of June, it's that time again. That's right, the Summer Festival is upon us once more. It may be held a month later in Heimdall, but cities all over Erebonia are already having their own celebrations, each with their own unique customs. One of my personal favorite places to go for the summer festival is La Mer. Ortis is famous for their annual tradition of lighting candles and setting them to float in the bay. It's just breathtaking to see all those lights. Last year's lighting had to be canceled, unfortunately, but I'm sure plenty of people are looking forward to it this year. I know I am. I can already imagine it. Me sitting by the beach, drink in hand, watching 1,000 glimmering lights float out to sea. It'd be wonderful to have such a luxurious, classy evening. And of course, there's more to La Mer than just Ortis. The beaches are beautiful and bountiful, and the seafood is so fresh it practically leaps off the plate at you. Raquel is well known for its casinos and theaters, and there's also the scenic Brionia Island. There aren't any regularly scheduled ferries there, but if you do make it, you'll find a hidden gem rich in nature and ancient ruins. So after the summer festival, you can go for a swim, hit up the casinos, win a boat, then explore some ruins. There, I planned your whole trip for you.
Maybe this is a good opportunity then. Emma did ask me to tell you about her. Listen up. I'm going to tell you a little about the Hexen clan. And the two sisters, Emma and Vita. They were the youngest members of a clan hidden away from the world at large. Vita lost her parents when she was young, but due to her immense natural talents, she was taken in by the Elder as her top disciple. Meanwhile, Emma's mother was what we refer to as a stray witch. She lived among the common people. However, she lost her life in an accident. Emma was also taken in by the Elder, and the two girls were raised together like sisters. The Elder created a familiar for each of them, me and Grianos. Vita was full of talent and spirit, but Emma was a shy shut-in. They both grew into strong, noble witches, and they would have lived a peaceful life in the village, but... At the age of 16, Vita volunteered to become a wandering witch. A wandering witch's job is to go to the outside world and report back to the village on new developments. The Elder sent her off with full confidence, but within half a year, she had vanished. We now know why. The Grand Master of Ouroboros got to her. She joined that den of snakes and abandoned her duties as a witch. The Elder regretted her decision to let Vita leave the village. It wasn't the first time she'd seen this happen, after all. But Emma was devastated by the disappearance of her sister. From that day, Emma began training and studying as hard as she could with one goal: become a wandering witch herself to bring Vita back. And so, Emma was permitted to leave the village at the age of 16. With the help of some stray witches, she was able to enroll at Thor's with a scholarship. And in the spring of her first semester, she met you guys. I'm not supposed to talk about this sort of thing with outsiders, but by this point, everyone in Class 7 is pretty much family. Emma had to work hard for the Elder to okay this. Tell her yourself. You'll be seeing her again before too long, right?
And that'll do it for tonight's show. Good night, everyone. As for you two, don't stay up too late. You need your beauty rest, Celine and Reen.
What an obnoxious woman. I'm sure she predicted we'd be listening and used her magic to ensure only we could hear that last part. Yeah, Emma's no slouch, but Vita's power as a witch is tremendous. That said, she's not omnipotent. After all, Osborne pulled the rug out from under her, and now she's on the run from her former friends. Yeah, and about how she failed to change the ending. It must have something to do with the Infernal Castle. Vita's personality may be one big joke, but she's not the type to lie. There's no doubt we have a crisis looming over us. Yeah, consider it a farewell gift. Even though you need to rely on that pendant, you'll be able to control your power now. I'll leave with your sister tomorrow morning. I suppose the next time we'll see each other is when Class 7 meets up. Hell no!
Red flowers?
I don't think so. There's no end to them. The eyes which served as the vessel for the bringer of miracles. But when the flame consumed the mirage, the fairy tale became that of the Empire. So as a professional, how do you intend to intervene?
Oh, was I that obvious?
To be perfectly honest, I'm having a bit of trouble finding a lead. I was hoping we could work together as friends and colleagues and have ourselves a little information exchange. I could even help you bury the hatchet with the elder of your clan, perhaps?
That's right. You have an agreement with her, don't you? Well, I'll consider your offer. However, I ask that you play nice from now on, Mr. Former History Instructor. Or should I say, Second Dominion, Thomas Lysander the Partitioner.
That song was called Under the Bright Shining Sky, and it was beautifully performed by a remarkable young musician named Elliot Craig. Speaking of the sky, his popularity has been skyrocketing. Fun fact, the piano accompaniment was played by his sister, a famous pianist in her own right. Rumor has it, he'll be releasing a new record soon, and I absolutely cannot wait. Next up, we've got some letters from our listeners. Let's see. Our next letter comes to us from Fluffy Mint in the Heimdall area. Good evening, Miss Misty. I always look forward to your show. I'm a student at a certain academy, and I can't stop thinking about one of my instructors. I've been trying to make a move on him, but he just won't take me seriously. What should I do, Miss Misty? Ah, some romantic advice, is it? Secret love between teacher and student. Oh, how bittersweet. But she called him her instructor. Does that mean she goes to some special school? The plot thickens. Well, I really shouldn't, but why not try getting him alone next week during the capital's summer festival? Don't be too aggressive out of the gate. Remember, you're teacher and student, so take advantage of that and work from there. Let's say he's, I don't know, a history teacher. Ask him about something related to class, like the history of Heimdall, as the two of you walk together. If you keep spending time with him like that, then maybe by the time you graduate, you'll have found your way into his heart. Just kidding. Oh, and I hope none of you out there are thinking, worry about yourself before you give relationship advice to others. Because I'll have you know, my heart already belongs to all my dear listeners, and that's more than enough for me. Now, moving right along. That about wraps up this week's show. Like I mentioned earlier, Heimdall's Summer Festival starts next week. I hope you're all able to enjoy the festivities, and maybe have a tearful reunion with some old friends. Summer's finally in full swing now, but keep an eye out for sudden shifts in the weather and make the most of your time. My name is Misty, and I'll be signing off. I hope to see you all again next Aubin time.
The new Class 7. It seems like they've begun. I suppose I can leave them, Emma, and Grandmother to someone else.
Oh?
You realize something?
Right now, we need any straw we can grasp at.
Anything at all could help, no matter how small.
Yes, you're right. That term. Originator Zero. Could that be OZ, perhaps?
That's what the Black Workshop called Milliam and Altina.
They're model numbers.
OZ.
Oh, what are you talking about?
So you finally made it.
That voice. Vita! Ah, so the prodigal granddaughter returns.
Misty, Vita!
I heard you had been acting on your own.
Nice to see you again, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, and Class 7 too. And thank you for mediating, Mr. Lysander.
Oh, don't even mention it. It always breaks my heart to see a family torn apart so.
Vita! Why? You really don't plan on ever coming back, do you?
That's correct. As I said before, my allegiance will forever lie with the Grandmaster. I can't return to you and Grandmother. I can never go back to the way I used to be. Just like the Steel Maiden.
Seriously, who even is this Grandmaster person? I have no clue. But it is clear she is quite taken with them. So do tell, Vita. If you have not decided to return to us, why show yourself now? Has Ouroboros finally decided upon its course of action?
Yes. After our experiments with the 3 ions. The 6 other Anguis came to a unanimous decision. They decided to ignore my warning. They will work with the Chancellor and the Gnomes to bring about the Great Twilight, completing the Phantasmal Blaze plan.
So that's how it is. The reason Ouroboros was so quiet the past month wasn't because they left Erebonia.
It was to carry out their plan, and determine whether they should work alongside enemies and traitors.
How can that be? If that were the case, it means...
They're all our enemies?
Is this?
It's not the cathedral's bell.
Huh? I think I recognize it from Crossbell.
You do?
Yeah, I'm sure of it. I remember hearing it right before the incidents in Crossbell, when we were still independent. Oh! The one from the museum!
The bell from Stargazer's Tower?
But the sound's coming from a different direction than the museum.
The Phantasmal Blaze Plan. What a fitting name. I wonder how much of this she foresaw.
That is quite enough mumbling to yourself.
It'll be a bit tough without Grianos. I'll need your help, Grandmother. Emma, Celine, you too.
Yes! Ugh, I'm not your slave.
Hurry! It'll be taking off soon!
Yes, Commander!
Ah, you made it, Miss Witch. Everything has gone exactly as Lady Mildine predicted.
Just as she predicted how the noble armies would agree to the Northern War. And your appointment to the branch campus. That uncle of hers can't hold a candle to someone with such a sharp mind. Now that the prince is gone, hers is the only hand left in the game. The prince, the radiant blade master, that blonde bracer. We lost some exceptional people.
Indeed. Farewell, Master.
However, our little mistress is still in a rather dangerous spot. Shouldn't you go and rescue her?
I was told it wasn't necessary. She said she wanted to see how this game plays out with her own eyes.
The Pantagruel has completed launch preparations. It's time.
Very well.
Yes. Let us be off.
These Class 7 reunions are never uneventful. Still, it's good to see you all again.
It would appear you are the same as ever, Vita. Correct. It simply took me a while to get a grasp on the spirit veins over there. Emma's not the only one with grievances to air, Vita, but we have more pressing matters to attend to. Wouldn't you lot agree? The profusion of pleroma grass should be proof enough. Hurry and drive the stake into it.
Then I, Muse Egret, will happily return to Class 7. Thank you, all of you, for helping me find my way back.